What's up guys, just Messi here and welcome to a brand new video. And today we've got a new transfer video, but it's not just talking about rumours in general, it's talking about in particular league. This time last year we got a massive glimpse as what the Chinese Super League really wanted to do in regards to world football. It didn't take us long to realise how much money the clubs have to offer, as they're paying massive fees for players that are quite a distance off being world class, and a lot of them actually being considered average or just above average, but again we'll talk about that in just a moment. The insane contracts they can offer are pretty much unrivaled, and mainly in European football, despite the Premier League having huge amount of funds available to them. The Chinese Super League, they can really offer ludicrous wages. For example, Gradzeno Pella, formerly of Southampton now, made the switch to China. I believe right now he's in the top 10 highest paid players in the world. And we also noticed that big name players such as Hulk made the big money move. And some people, it's very controversial. Some people agree with it because their job. Some people say, you know what, you don't love football enough, you've just gone there for the money. Now I understand both parts of the argument, but that's not really to do this video. Today we're talking about big rumours. So apologies about the big long intro, but I wanted to try and lay out what the video kind of has in it from the very get-go. So before we get started, as always, if you show support on the video by leaving a like rating, that'd be absolutely awesome. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button for daily FIFA content. And in the comments below, who do you think is the biggest name player that will go to China in the January transfer window? And I do want to point out, at this stage of time, all the ones featuring in this video are currently rumours. They're paper talk, but some of them, they could go advance on and be completed transfers, but for now, it's just all paper talk. So the very first player today is going to be a legend in football, and that is John Terry, one of the best defenders the Premier League has ever seen. Right now, I believe he's 36 years old, so he's definitely coming towards the end of his career. And most of the time, a player like him is usually offered a good deal to go to the MLS in America, but now the Chinese Super League is definitely in the equation, and according to multiple different sources today, he has been offered £12 million a year to join Shanghai Shenhua, again in the CSL. The Chelsea defender has fallen out of favour under Antonio Conte and is now wanted by the Far East club. To make the move even more attractive, Terry would be teaming up with his former Chelsea mate Gus Poyet, who became the boss at mega rich Shanghai Shenhua 2 weeks ago. Terry has just got 6 months left currently on his deal at Chelsea until the end of this season, and being 36 years old, you would understand if he'd take it, as apparently it's also been made clear he wouldn't be offered another deal at the end of the season. So Terry, for me, I think he could make the switch. Next up, we've got Sung-Yueng of Swansea City, and right now they are in a relegation battle, but according to some different sources today, he has been linked to the likes of Shanghai, just like John Terry, and a team called, sorry if I butcher this by the way, Hebei. Right now he's currently got an injury with a broken toe, but he would still be able to make the switch to China if one does go through. In fact, the club he's been linked with in Shanghai is Shanghai SIPG, who are currently managed by Andre Villas-Boas. And Hebei China Fortune are currently managed by Manuel Pellegrini, formerly of Real Madrid and Manchester City as the most recent one. And a lot of people, a lot of players, they may be interested to be like managed by caliber managers like that. Like Villas-Boas, he didn't really work out at Spurs and Chelsea, but in general, he's still a good manager. And the next Chelsea player to be linked to a move to the Chinese Super League is this man right here, the Nigerian international captain, John Obi Mikel. He's not really got any first team football under Conte, and it would make sense for him to leave, but right now he's into the CSL as well as a lot of European clubs. Now, the article I'm reading right now does say that Igalo from Watford has urged a club to try and sign Mikel in the January transfer window. It does also say that Marseille and Chinese Super League side Shanghai SIPG, which is Andre Villas-Boas' team, are among his suitors. So it does seem he has the option to go to China with Shanghai, or alternatively stay in Europe and play for Marseille, or go to Watford and stay in the Premier League. So I think personally for him, Watford's his best choice, but then again, there may be a lot of other massive money offers, again from the CSL. Next up, we got a player, a striker, for the current Premier League champions Leicester City, and that player is Leonardo Ulloa, the Argentinian. So right now, I think he's linked to Sunderland because they were linked back in the summer, and they had a bid rejected by Leicester. But this article right here does say that Ulloa is attracting interest from the Chinese Super League. The Leicester striker has been struggling with first team football right now. He wants to play every single week, so it could mean he wants to go to Sunderland to get first team football. But then again, the wages and stuff from the Chinese Super League, it'd be very hard to turn down. And he would also be playing first team football, but he is 30 years old, so he may be limited the amount of time he can play if he is to stay in the Premier League. The article does say that Leicester, they're keen to keep hold of the striker, but they would be open to selling him next month in the transfer window. So it probably depends what fee they'd get. I imagine if it was from the CSL, it'd be a lot more than what Sunderland would offer. And now we've got another Chelsea player, and that one is Cesc Fbregas, formerly now of Barcelona and Arsenal as well. So Chelsea players, they are being linked a hell of a lot right now to China, and it's probably because of when Ramirez left this time last year. So obviously Fabregas right now is kind of lacking first team football, although he did play yesterday and he also scored a goal. But Fabregas, he's not playing as much as he was previously under the likes of Mourinho, and it's not really working out too well for him under Antonio Conte. Conte has said he's not for sale, but he has been linked to a move to, I think it's Italy, with the likes of AC Milan and Roma. And the Daily Express are saying that Fabregas has reportedly rejected an offer worth £29.5 million a year from a Chinese Super League club. There are a large amount of clubs in China currently linked to Fabregas and would be interested in signing him, but right now he does not want to move to the Far East despite the staggering wages they can offer. If he does leave though, he would prefer a move to one of Europe's top leagues. So for now, I think Fabregas will be staying either at Chelsea or making a move to a European club. I don't think China is on the cards just yet. A couple of years down the line though, it could well be a massive possibility. Next up is Edinson Cavani from Uruguay and Paris Saint-Germain. This season he's been doing very well for himself. He has been wasting a lot of opportunities, but I think he's currently sitting second in the Champions League goal scoring charts and at top of the Ligue 1. And according to France Football, Chinese outfit Tianjin Sung-Yueng have made a €20 million a year offer to the PSG striker Cavani. They're also willing to pay €50 million to sign the player from PSG next month. They were recently promoted to the first tier in China and have now appointed a Ballon d'Or winner and World Cup winner as manager, Fabio Cannavaro. The €20 million a year salary that Tianjin Song-Jiang are offering Cavani right now would match Holt's current salary at Shanghai SIPG. Cannavaro called up the PSG president recently to confirm the club are currently willing to pay €50 million to sign Cavani and prize him away from the French capital. Apparently the response to this all was no from PSG, but they've also made contact regarding Pastore, and they also said no to that, although there's a possibility that Pastore could change his mind in the coming weeks. Also, Cavani could as well. Another Chelsea player linked to a move to China is Oscar. The Brazilian has struggled under Antonio Conte for first team football, and he has been apparently quoted as saying a move to Shanghai SIPG is about 90% done. First up, the Daily Telegraph have said that Chelsea have accepted a £60 million offer 6-0 from Chinese Super League club Shanghai SIPG for midfielder Oscar. The Brazilian will make the move in January. And pretty much every single newspaper has said that Oscar will be going to China at some point in the near future for anywhere between £52 million and, like I said before, £60 million. But now Sky sources understand that Oscar would rather stay at Chelsea and fight for his first team place instead of making the switch to the Far East. Now if he does go to China, he would be surrounded by a lot of familiar faces, including his former teammate Ramirez, who currently plays there as well, and at the same club Shanghai SIPG, he would have the likes of Hulk. And there are a lot of Brazilian players currently playing their trade in China, so do I think Oscar will make the switch in January? Personally, I think he will. Andre Villas-Boas will be the man taking over, and I think possibly he could be managing him at one point at Chelsea, or he may have just missed out. Next up is another massive name in Carlos Tevez linked to a move to the Chinese Super League, and right now apparently in negotiations with Shanghai Shenhua. The Boca Juniors striker has been offered a blockbuster 2-year deal of £31.5 million per year before tax. Tevez did score in Boca's 3-2 Super Clasico win over River Plate on Sunday, in what has apparently been tipped as the last ever game for the Argentinian club. He's also linked to a move to Paris Saint-Germain, who have been long-time admirers for him, although he personally said himself he could even retire. He could also join Atlanta United in the MLS, but for now, Tevez is looking likely that he could go to Shanghai. Actually, I'm pretty certain I read some quotes the other day from the Shanghai Shenhua owner or president saying that the only problem with this transfer really right now is Boca Juniors' current problems. I'm not sure what they are, he didn't disclose them, but the deal, it could still be likely. And the final one today is to do this man right here, Alexis Sanchez, who is currently on fire for Arsenal. There has been a lot of speculation and rumours surrounding Sanchez's future at Arsenal and about his contract situation, although apparently he's been offered £400,000 per week to play in China. Although The Guardian are saying they could use this offer from China to try and get a new massive deal at Arsenal to stay at the club. So that, guys, is going to be the end of the video, talking about a lot of transfers that could go through to the Chinese Super League. A lot, they probably won't, but for now, it's quite cool rumours to look at. And I think the Chinese Super League, the transfer window, I think it shuts at the end of February or close to that. So I imagine between now and then, there'll be quite a few big names going to China, and we have to wait and see. So guys, as always, if you enjoyed this video, show your support by leaving a like rating. That'd be absolutely awesome. If you're new to my channel, click the subscribe button for daily FIFA content, and in the comments below, what are your thoughts on the Chinese Super League? Do you agree with it? And would you accept that big money move if you're offered it as a footballer? So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.